Hi, I'm Chuck, KK6USY, and this is Ham Radio Ventures. So you have your GMRS license, and you're new to GMRS, and you're looking for a good radio for you and your family. Well, today, Retevis has sent me a RB89, and we're going to review that today. So here we go. This is the radio. So let's take a look at what's in the box. Okay, here's the Retevis RB89. As you can see here, the screen is right here. It's kind of behind like a flat piece and is lit up from behind. It tells you what channel, channel 8, and then it also shows it's on low power. Also shows the battery. It also shows your tones. Now this radio comes with all the tones already installed from the factory. So this radio is not going to talk to, if you have a Bofang, it probably will not talk to that unless you can somehow set up the same exact tones. But it will talk to another Retevis radio. And I did try a different Retevis radio that I had done a review on in the past, and it did match up with that one also. You have the power on knob here.
8.
This is a flashlight, but unfortunately the flashlight doesn't work unless you go into the computer and turn that on to one of these buttons to allow it to work. So I would say that's something that Retevis could have put a second button or a different button on here someplace so you could turn that on without having to go into the computer to do that. All right, and they do offer their software for programming this radio and changing things on their website, and it's free and pretty simple to use. They have a few videos online if you wanted to. I'll try to link those for you. All right, you have to push the talk button here. Now this button here is your
9.
up button.
10.
If you push it fast, and then down here is your down button, same
8.
thing. So your 2 buttons on the side. So if you hold this one here, the bottom button, you get your Bluetooth, and we'll talk about that in a minute, why that is on there. On this side, you take this screw off and you have your connector for another microphone, a handheld microphone, or this is actually where you go into the computer and you program it through this port here. And I'll show you what you need for that. And I don't think it comes with it. I got one, I didn't get 2, and I have 2 radios. So I think you have to buy that separately. All right. Now this antenna does not come off. I've looked all over. There's no set screws anywhere for it to come off. And I think that's kind of a downer because it's nice to be able to change your radio. And I will not be able to test the output because of that, because I have no way of testing it. All right. Okay, let's see what else it comes with. Well, let's just show you the battery. Here's the battery back here. Let's turn this off. Okay. Lithium ion battery says. I believe it's a 22 amp hour battery. If I can, this is about as close as I can get it for you right there, guys. I'll try to bring it in closer for you. Here's the inside of the radio. All right, pretty good sized radio. That's a pretty good sized battery. Okay, now it comes with a clip, and this clip does attach to the radio itself. So when you take the battery off and change the batteries, it'll stay on the radio. Okay. You get a hand strap here to put around your wrist strap. I don't usually use those. This is a USB charger that goes into the wall. A USB A to C, and that is for the Bluetooth unit. And there's the Bluetooth unit. We'll show you how that works in a minute. You also get a charging stand. It has its own cord, and it's a USB also. And then for your earpiece, you have a ring that goes around it to hold it into your ear, and another rubber part that goes inside your ear there to help it secure. And it might be a different size, actually. It does look like it's a different size than the one that came on it. Now, your radio here, let's turn it back on. I'm going to hit the bottom button for the Bluetooth and turn it off. Okay, you saw that. I hope you, well, let me show that to you again. If you look right here, there it is, looking to pair. Now this is already paired to this radio, so you don't have to worry about it. It pairs pretty fast, but I'm going to turn it off. We're going to come over here and we're going to hold the power on here. And you can see the blue light. Hopefully you can see the blue light blinking there. We're going to push this one. And hopefully it quits. There it just paired up. Get the red light here. Now it's paired, and this one quit blinking. Now, you can do one of two ways. If you take this and just touch this top part here, as you see the light came on, that means it's transmitting. You can also push to talk on the side here, and it did the same thing. You have an up and down volume for that, and then that's your power at the bottom there. So hopefully you saw all that. You have your power button, your up and down on your volume, and then your push to talk, and then your push to talk here. And this one's all you do is touch it. Okay. At the top of this, you have your USB-C to charge it, and now let's pull this off here. There you go. Oh, everybody loves this part. There we go. Let's get the Retevis thing on. I've used this a little bit just to talk to my wife back and forth, and it's so-so. It's probably not something I'll use a lot, but if you're driving with it and it's not really hands-free, well, it can be hands-free if you turn the Vox on. I haven't tried that yet. But when you have the Vox on, that everything you say will actually go over the radio. I'm going to turn this off because I keep transmitting and I don't want to. So there it turns off. We lost Bluetooth there. We'll push this off. All right, now one thing you will have to figure out, it didn't say anything in the instructions that I saw, but when it's searching for Bluetooth, it doesn't really work. The radio doesn't work with the push to talk. You can hear somebody talk to you, but they can't hear you talk to them. I think that's the way it worked. So if you do want to use the radio without this, to make sure the Bluetooth is off. Okay, and that's your down, your up.
8, 9, 8.
Okay. All right. So that pretty much shows what's going on with the radio itself. And your power settings are already set. If you look there, if it has, see 7 went to high power. When you go back to 8 is low power. So it says low power, it doesn't say high power. So that would be, I forget the wattage, but you guys can look that up. It doesn't really tell in the manual. Now, who is this radio for? That question can only be answered by you, the person that's ready to buy it. But I can give you a few things that I think might be important and why it is good for you and maybe not good for you. First of all, a lot of people, reviewers that I've seen, complain about the tones being added from the factory. I can see a good thing for that too. Now, if you have young kids, you know, that are 7, 10, something like that, and they're using these radios when they're staying at the beach and you're just, you know, not too far away, it might be nice that maybe other people can hear them, but they can't hear the other people, which in turn might confuse them. So that might be a reason for having the tones on there. Now, when I first thought of the tones, I thought people couldn't hear my discussions with friends, but it's a total opposite. You can't hear them. So that might be a reason. Now, this radio is, I would say, pretty well built. If you compare this to the radios that you get in the bubble wraps at your your Walmart or someplace like that, I think it's a better built radio. The battery is interchangeable, which is pretty easy, which a lot of those are too, but this is a rechargeable battery and it has its own stand. We saw all the parts it came with. But if you're somebody that wants to actually be able to control this radio from the front panel, like your Bofang or something like that, this is probably not the radio for you. If you don't mind the way it comes and don't mind that if you do want to change things, you have to go on the computer to do it. It might be a good radio for you also. So it's kind of up to you. I think it's a pretty good radio. Not the best. I would like to have the antenna come off, and so I could replace that with an antenna of my choice or something, maybe if I was using it in my car on top of the roof of my car. But, you know, I would probably buy something different for that. Actually, a mobile would be even better for that. But I would say that the 5 watts or up to 5 watts is probably pretty accurate from what I've seen. So, is it a good radio? Yeah, it's a decent radio. Is it the best radio out there? No, it's probably not the best radio that you could buy. But for your family, it might be just what you're looking for. So, I'm Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Ventures. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you don't have any more questions about it. If you do, leave it in the comments. Hope I catch you on the airwaves. 73 all.